Hey everybody, welcome to whatever we decide to call this podcast. We're pretty much kicking this off. We don't have a title, we don't really have a concept, we're just seeing if this works out. First episode mainly being a chance to test out the recording software. My name is Bob Chipman. You may know me as Moviebob from various internet projects. Joining me is my brother Chris, whom you may be familiar with from work on our old Game Overthinker series, but if not, Chris, you want to introduce yourself to the people?
Yes, I'm Bob's brother Chris. You may remember me from absolutely nothing, and I hope to keep it that way. No, you may remember me from the Game Overthinker series, like he said. Ithaca Morn's A Zombie Odyssey, getting my brains blown out a few times, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I was the guy behind the camera. And other than that, I hope you remember me from this podcast.
Yes.
Moving forward.
Yeah.
I am Bob's brother. I am a father of a 17-month-old, and that's why we're doing this at 1 o'clock in the morning, because she just went to sleep.
How is she?
She's doing great.
All right, cool.
She's doing very, very great.
Right. For purposes of podcast, we usually just refer to her as the baby?
The baby.
The baby, right.
The baby.
Yeah, see, everything's going...
Not die, baby, die. The Bart, the.
Oh, that's good. That's a Simpsons reference. No other podcast has those.
None. Zero.
Yeah, there's this show called The Simpsons. We like to quote it to each other and talk about it. I don't think anyone else...
I used to watch it when I was little.
Yeah, I don't think anyone else watches this show, so they might not know what we're talking about.
No, it's going to break our hipster cred to bring it up. I think it's going to get popular now.
Oh, damn. Well, it's good to know the baby is doing well.
The baby is great.
Oh, good. That is good. You see, that's I think this is a good dynamic for this, because, I am living this, glamorous, exciting, single internet journalist life, of, just wanton, sad, lonely hedonism. And, yeah.
And I'm looking on your wanton, sad, lonely hedonism and wishing, I wish I had that.
Oh, no.
No, I'm kidding.
No, Chris, my brother, is the dude, is doing it right. He really is.
I'm glad to hear that.
No, you do. You got the wife, and you got the baby, you got the beautiful house, you got, you got a yard, you mow lawn. I
got hundreds of thousands of dollars of crushing debt.
Also that, yeah, but, barbecues you have.
I do. I do have those.
You do. You will throw a barbecue on, the most random occasion.
Tuesday.
Yeah. We will celebrate the arrival of Tuesday.
Yeah, why not, right?
Yeah, exactly. So
it's Tuesday. Let's drink.
Right.
No, let's eat.
Yes.
Which one of those sounds less bad?
Oh, no, they're both good. They're both good. It's a good thing you got going.
I'm also an engineer.
Yes. Tell the nice people what you do.
I herd cats. Really, really old, really curmudgeon-y cats. I got a degree in engineering, mechanical, and I run projects and build cool things.
Nice.
That I can't say much more than that about, but they're cool, and they're expensive.
Yeah, Chris went and learned himself a really practical skill. Learned how to do something that, people actually need and want, and that they will pay him good money to do.
Unlike this podcast that we're trying to pitch to them?
No, it's fine, it's good.
Buy my book. If they're not sick of hearing that.
No, wait, no, you do have a book, though, right?
I did. I wrote a book.
Yeah.
Kind of. You can buy it on Amazon.com. It's boring.
And what is the name of your book?
It is called The Expansion of Real-Time Operating Deformations for Improved Visualization. Or as I like to call it, I can't believe someone ever slept with me. My wife is flipping me off from the background.
Hi, Chris's wife.
They say hi. I'm not sure who the they is yet, babe.
Hi, weirdo.
Yeah, okay.
We're gonna keep the personal information vague in the background for this sort of thing, because the internet is a scary place.
It is a scary, scary, horrible place, and you people are terrible. Is that a good way to start a podcast?
Oh God, no! They suck. They're awful.
It's just bad. In fact, I'm looking at a Twitter feed right now.
It's hideous. It's like the on the real Ghostbusters when they go into like Ghost Dimension and it was full of octopi and shit.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, like
except those octopi actually had brain cells.
Yeah, like this is where I work every day.
It's not much different than where I work.
If you say so.
What was that?
I said, if you say so.
I guess.
All right. So I wanted to talk about, because people mainly know me for mainly know me and perhaps us for talking about geeky stuff, popular culture, nerd ephemera.
Oh yes, that's a big word.
Is that how you say that? Ephemera.
I don't know.
Is it ephemera?
Evanescence?
Ephraim Zimbalist Jr.?
Wake me up inside. Save me!
Okay. So,
that was a Daredevil reference.
Oh, man, yeah.
The bad Daredevil.
Neither one of them is really the great Daredevil.
Yeah, we can talk about... I haven't actually seen the bad season of the new Daredevil.
So the Punisher stuff is good, but that's a whole other thing. I wanted to lead off because what I think is interesting is my job is to watch movies that come out, and I have to see them usually like a week before they come out, so that I can review them, so that I can get on them. So I have completely lost out on the normal viewing experience. What I think is the normal viewing experience for most normal people who work like a 9-to-5 job, like yourself.
2 o'clock in the morning, no pants on with a beer.
Yeah, I haven't. I've lost out on.
That's not much different than how you watch movies, isn't it?
No, I have to get dressed. I have to go to a theater. There's other critics there.
That's a good point.
Sometimes an audience, but no, it's
sometimes
the thing where I feel like so many people, especially we're now conditioned that a movie comes out, it plays for a week, it's a big discussion thing, and then it's done. And I feel like most people still, unless they're desperate to go see this movie, they will see it eventually while it's out, increasingly at home.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, and with that in mind, you were telling me you recently finally saw a movie that I know that we were both at one point looking forward to, and then sort of trepidatious about, and then just kind of mournful of, and that is Batman.
Manchester by the Sea. Because we grew up near those terrible, terrible people.
Oh Lord, yeah. My favorite thing about that movie is that I have actually heard in real life people referring to this movie as Me and Chester by the Sea.
Me and Chester by the Sea.
There are a ton of people who are convinced that Casey Affleck appeared in a movie called Me and Chester by the Sea.
As a weird aside, before getting to the other one, I know that the more local you are, the more authentic that movie is supposed to be. But we both grew up in Lynn.
Yeah.
And it's hard to take it seriously when you're watching them leave what supposedly, I'm going to forget the name of the town now, town south of Boston. It'll come to me. Quincy. Thank you, wife. Quincy. And he gets in a car in Salem, or at least I know that it's Salem, and then drives down the waterfront of Lynn, and then gets on a ferry in supposedly Quincy, and then ends up in Beverly. And just being so local, it just doesn't work. Because it's like, wait a minute, I know what these places are, and since the movie isn't telling me where they're supposed to be, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
just assuming people think, oh, it's New England, we don't care.
Yeah.
I don't know, but anyway, get into the real thing. Me and Chester by the Sea.
Yeah, no, so, well, there was an Affleck in this one, too. So, you finally watched...
Oh, yeah, there was. Shit.
Yeah. You finally watched, I think only about, 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, that movie.
Right. You watched Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. And
that is the whole title of that movie.
And I wanted to get some, I really wanted to rehear and hear you say it a moment, because for the people who are listening who don't know this, my brother, when we were growing up, he was one of those kids who just was into Superman.
A lot.
Just wore a cape everywhere, had a little costume.
Yeah, up until about the year I was old enough to have the Ghostbusters backpack. So that was when I was 4.
Right, yeah.
Up until then, I was Superman every day of my life.
Right, yeah, and
Christopher Reeve Superman, mind you.
Of course.
So, you naysayers out there, they're going to shit on my Superman Returns. At least that was like the Christopher Reeve Superman movies.
Yeah. See, that's the thing.
Jack wagons.
Yeah. It's like, so just to establish, you have seen almost everything having to do with Superman, and pretty much
pretty much everything.
And you've pretty much been on the positive side of most of it. Like Superman 1, good movie.
Superman 1's a good movie. Superman 2 is a great movie.
Right.
The third and fourth ones are a blast, but they're dumb as a bag of rocks.
Right, the third one is fun. As the junkyard when he fights Clark. That's cool.
Yes.
And 4 is, cheap, but
it exists.
Yeah, it's better than what we've been getting lately. Returns is fascinating.
Returns is a fascinating mess, but I love it to death.
Yeah.
Start to finish. Mostly Brandon Routh is he just is Superman.
Yeah.
And he is Clark Kent. At least, I mean, to give a background to people, I'm a comic book fan, but at 1, 2, 3 years old, my exposure to Superman wasn't through comics. It was from my dad showing me Superman the movie.
Right.
So I'm a Richard Donner, Christopher Reeve Superman fan.
Yeah.
And then everything else came from that.
Yeah.
So the background with Batman v Superman, and again, I'll let the hate fume. I'm actually a Zack Snyder apologist. At least up until now.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never hated a movie of his. Dawn of the Dead shouldn't have been good, and it was great. You don't remake George Romero, and yet they did, and the movie was fantastic because it did something different. I mean, and that's what I liked about it. The 300 is a big, loud mess, but I love that. And The Watchmen is one of the finest pieces of superhero work that's ever been on screen. Never should have worked, and it's a damn home run for most of the running time, in my opinion. Which is why, people would say, oh, a movie critic, you get to go to see the movie, so you're automatically destined because they're giving you swag or letting you see the movie on time, you're destined to love it. Well, my brother here invites me to see the premiere of Man of Steel, and here we are cautiously optimistic, and I'm thinking, well, I'm getting brought to a big premiere, maybe the fanfare of it will just make me like it. And I remember the two of us sitting in the theater as they get the beats somewhat right in that weird, strange build-up with a interesting new backstory, interesting new Krypton, all the things that were different I actually liked. Because I'm looking at that movie as, oh cool, maybe this is a backstory for Clark Kent. Maybe this explains why, gives Superman the reason for why he ends up loving the human race. Because he doesn't really get treated all that well. And I thought, oh, that's a cool story. And then we get to the third act, and we both looked at each other and said, this is complete shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, in the theater. And it's a shame because it brings like a B- movie down to a low C. You know, and I think it's a screenplay problem more so than the people putting the work on screen. I thought the actors were all trying their asses off. The people behind the camera, I think, were trying really hard. The movie just coalesced into whatever the hell DC is trying to do. I don't really think they know what that is. Resulted in a third act that was just mean and dark and boring and shitty, and I lost interest. And that brings us to Batman vs. Superman, which I avoided. So I don't know if you want to lead me into that a little more, or just have me start talking about it.
Well, before in that one, to stick on Man of Steel for just a moment, because I actually forget from when we were in there. Are you pro or con Superman killing Zod at the end of the movie?
I think if the next movie they gave me was a Richard Donner Superman movie, where it's like, okay, I was pushed to a limit where we've never seen Superman be pushed really before. at least in, normal context. I think it works if the next movie is what I wanted to see after that. If this was like an origin story. But I think, especially seeing what we saw after, it's just it's a jump cut to get us to brooding, pissy Superman in Batman vs. Superman, and they did nothing with it. So they didn't earn it. You know what I mean? He shouldn't kill Zod because it's not earned. They didn't give us the story of Superman dealing with that shit. You know what I mean? He immediately just goes to evil God figure or brooding, pissy God figure, and it just was more of the same for me.
Well, what strikes me as weird looking over it is I'm on the the whole Superman shouldn't kill thing, and like the ending.
I agree.
And the ending of, because like leaving aside all of the kids watch these movies and shit like that, right? It's like if Superman starts killing people, there's no reason for him to stop, and there's no story after that. Like
right.
The fact that he doesn't kill bad guys is the only reason why there are still bad guys.
Right, it's the Batman not using guns thing.
Yeah.
Right, it's the same idea.
Yeah. And in the context of that, when they do that, it's built up like, like we're supposed to know because of this character, Superman doesn't kill people, so this is a huge deal.
But your first villain you face shouldn't be what pushes you to your breaking point.
Right, especially because this is not a decision that he's even vocalized is a big deal for him.
No, exactly. So it just makes the crowd think we're pitching you a new Superman that's just a freaking bloodthirsty killer.
Right.
And not a Superman that has a moral code.
Like, because the relationship that these movies seem to have to the material and the previous versions of it is, in one breath, saying, this iconography, how these characters are supposed to act, so when they act out of character, that's supposed to be a big deal and mean something, but then in the very next breath saying, what, did you expect us to do that stupid thing? Fuck that, man.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, I can't reiterate more, they never earn it.
Yeah.
Like, they're jump starting, or jumping right to what people forget, and it seems DC forgets, the Avengers took like 5 movies to get to.
Yeah.
Right? And say what you will about them and being safe and this and that and the other thing, at least they've earned their character arcs.
Yeah.
They don't have they don't tell you, go back to the comic, that'll explain why that guy did that.
Yeah. It's quite...
Or one of these guys read a Frank Miller comic once, so that's how we know this guy's supposed to act.
Oh, yeah.
No, it doesn't make any freaking sense.
Yeah. We've jumped directly to the Batman and Superman meet, and 5 minutes later we are at the tragic breakdown of their decades-long friendship, as it makes sense in The Dark Knight Returns.
Which, to jump to that, but then we can jump back to the beginning of the movie, is number 1, unearned.
Yeah.
And number 2, it's a 3.5 hour long-ish, 3 hour long movie.
Yeah, about
it's non-director's cut format, and there's nothing going on. They removed all of the stuff and left all the exposition to explain the stuff they don't show.
Right. Yeah. Well, like the guy, now you know about this, right? The guy who gets shot in the face at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know who that is, right?
Where? Which one?
When Lois is in Africa and Lex Luthor has, we later find out, engineered this situation where her cameraman is actually a CIA guy and the rebels shoot him, and that makes Superman come.
Quite frankly, I think it resonated with me at the time, and as you're going to find with most of this movie, it had such a little impact on me.
Well, the thing
but
is,
anyway, shoot. Yeah. Remind me.
That character has no credited name in the theatrical credits for the movie because it's just some asshole with a camera who gets shot. But then, later on, when doing the interviews for the movie, Zack Snyder said, "Oh yeah, that was Jimmy Olsen. That was his.
Fuck that.
That's his
fuck
role.
That.
That's his role in the movie because
in the whole Snyderverse Superman Batman world.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, maybe the third or fourth most important character in that mythology, is. Because, he's in there, but, we don't really have anything to do with him because we can't even...
I don't know. I can't decide if he gets better or worse treatment than the horrible, horrible Flash Nightmare Dream sequence.
Oh.
Poor that guy. At least, is that the same guy that plays the Flash on the show?
No, it's the Flash from the next couple movies.
Oh, fuck that game. That was terrible.
Am I here too soon? I'm here too
Oh,
soon.
God, I am!
This is us talking. I had to think about what the fuck that was supposed to be.
Yeah, no, it took a little bit of piecing together.
Oh, God, right, yeah, this is that thing from The Crisis. Oh, all right.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
You know, that we probably will run out of budget or people that care before we ever get to explaining.
Oh, man.
That's the worst part, right? Do you think this will get like a Kong Skull Island reboot before they're even done with the next two movies?
I don't know, because they, like, Wonder Woman is shot, and it's coming out.
Wonder Woman actually looks fantastic. We can talk about that in another podcast. That almost looks like the only one they may have tried on.
Yeah. But I'm talking to, like, you watching this movie, you know, take us through what were you thinking as you watched this thing play out?
So I'm despite what you might hear from this point, a serial optimist, and I usually like I said about Man of Steel, I still think Man of Steel is 75% a decent Superman movie if they gave me a good reason for the things in it to happen.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't, and that it ruins the movie for me. It just takes a complete. This movie actually ruined a movie that I half liked. Like that's Batman v Superman for me. So this movie, I finally sat down to watch it, and I'll tell you the reason. It was actually because I wanted to get the jokes in the Lego movie, the Lego Batman movie.
I love
that. I really wanted to make sure that I had all of the info I needed to enjoy that movie. And so I figured, you know what, okay, they're going to force me to sit down to watch this, which is funny because it's the same freaking company that made Batman vs. Superman. And you can talk about that another time, but how can they handle their property so well in one movie and so terribly in another? It doesn't make any sense.
It does not.
But anyway, so sitting down to watch the movie, you know, me and my wife sat down to watch it, and the best way I can describe the first 35 to 40 minutes is it couldn't hold my attention. And that's not a good sign. I didn't really care about what was going on. It jumped around so much with nothing tying the sequences together that it just felt like I was like getting like the Reader's Digest version read back to me of a book that I didn't have context for. But so Affleck's a fairly decent Bruce Wayne. Nothing really new brought to the table, but he's giving it his all. I don't think they gave him a movie to really give anything.
No, they didn't. They didn't.
But he's giving it his all. The redo of the Batman backstory is a waste and it's useless, and it's only to serve the "what name did you say" thing from later in the movie, because, you know, Superman and Batman are bros because their mums had the same name. I still can't get over how dumb that is. Oh God.
It's almost like this is a thing that someone, if you gave them this movie to write the first time and they'd never heard of these characters before, they would have like looked up that little bit of trivia and went, "Oh wow, hey, that's a really weird coincidence. We should dwell on that and make that a thing."
But it's not the thing. It's the only reason why they don't kill each other.
Yeah, right.
Like Batman. I mean, the way I really look at this is that Batman wasn't going to win this fight.
Yeah.
Even this Batman, they made him seem strong and pissed off, but he wasn't going to win this fight. And I mean, really? And they only battle for 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's
the rest of it is just like them like flexing at each other in public.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, things in the first like half that were semi okay. Batman as Bruce Wayne doing James Bondy type stuff. Affleck fit right in. It was good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The sneaking around, trying to get information. But again, he's sneaking around a Lex Luthor event, which is staged like it's a Joker event. So I'm thinking maybe they had him written as the Joker. Did anyone else get that vibe?
It feels like, well, he got cast.
There's a couple of scenes where he's like doing like these goofy like when he feeds the guy. Was it a lollipop? Oh,
Jolly Rancher. Yeah.
And I'm sitting there and I'm going, is this like someone thought the Heath Ledger Joker wasn't creepy enough, so they wrote the Joker this way? Because I feel like he, at one point, you know, they were doing, hey, wouldn't it be funny if Lex Luthor was the kid that created Facebook? And then on the other half, they're saying, hey, maybe if it's this other guy. It's like there were two villains. and they crammed them together.
Well, supposedly they wanted to have, like, a Batman villain in the movie that would, I forget which one, I don't think it was the Joker, it might have been, like, the Riddler or something, in the movie to, like, just be a person in there, because there's this whole other thing where Batman is, like, chasing this, like, mystery about a white boat or something that we don't care about, because it just turns out to be kryptonite.
Yeah, because it just turns out to be the kryptonite.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, right. It's just the
kryptonite bomb.
Yeah, it's like Luthor.
The nondescript thing they got off the ship that you may have remembered from the clusterfuck of the third act of the first movie.
Yeah, Luthor is trying to import. He's like trying to import like drugs or like weapons smuggling, but it's kryptonite, and that's Batman's detective thing that he's doing.
Yeah. Also, I mean, let's talk about Batman's entire reason for hating Superman seems to be on the impetus of he's the audience that watched Man of Steel and watched them basically level Metropolis without Superman doing a goddamn thing about it.
Yeah.
For 45 minutes. So he's the audience reacting. So they've literally admitted fault instead of building on a plot point and like making good on it. They've admitted fault and making that the reason why Batman, who's kind of done the same type of shit in his career,
and does it in this movie.
Superman.
He does it in this movie. When he goes to, like, catch the guys at the boat, his version of, like, catching the guys at the boat is to drive his tank at them and get in a car chase and throw cars into each other.
And then, and then, like, early on, Batman has, in the same terrible Flash dream sequence, that, like, Batman versus, like, Bat Ninja Soldier things.
Well, there's
that is a better movie than this movie.
Yeah, it's one of those things that's in there. It's like a thing that they knew the movie was bad and that fans were gonna hate parts of it. So there's all of this fan service dropped in. It's like, holy shit! Look, it's the apocalypse symbol, and that means Darkseid, and those are Darkseid soldier guys. Yeah,
and that was more interesting than anything on screen.
Right? Yeah, it's odd.
And then, so I mean, and I feel bad that I'm jumbling the order of operations here, but that's how little of an impact this thing had.
No, it's fine.
Jeremy Irons is that I don't have anything in front of me to remind me names. Jeremy Irons was a decent Alfred.
Yeah.
But again, he was like Alfred and like Morgan Freeman's
Lucius Fox.
Yeah, Lucius kind of mixed together into one character.
Right. Yeah.
And just to serve the Batman needs a gadget guy, and we don't really have time to explain much, so this is what's going on. It's weird that Batman, at the age he's supposed to be during this, is still kind of doing, like, young Bruce Wayne-y things. I guess that's okay, but that seemed a little off to me.
Yeah, well, they can't decide how old he is.
They couldn't decide how old he was at all. And I never, ever, ever want anybody to ever have Batman be a freaking bruising CrossFit motherfucker ever again. If they make another one of these, they need to remove that whole bit about the character. It was dumb. It was dumb, and it made me mad.
You didn't
made me angry.
You didn't like Batman flipping a big tire around the Batcave?
No, it's like, I mean, we've already established that he's not physically strong enough to take on Superman. So just have a montage of him making the kryptonite gadgets. We don't have to stick in between, him flexing his biceps for, I mean, maybe it's eye candy for some of the world, I guess, but it didn't serve the movie at all. Well, it just made it seem like a douchey Michael Bay wannabe, which I've never really gotten that vibe out of Snyder until this movie.
Well, also Affleck's one of those dudes who looks really weird when he gets swole, right?
Yeah,
like he looks he looks puffy.
Yeah, he looked like the skin suit wasn't fitting properly.
Yeah, it's weird, right? And then
like a replicant.
And Batman's like built like a truck.
Yeah.
And they have him, but they're still having him like cling to the walls and sweep up through the ceiling like he's an actual bat.
Yeah, and we can talk about that sequence, the saving of the Martha sequence, which is really the only good action sequence in the whole movie.
Yeah.
And they showed it in the trailer to get you. Don't worry, Batman will be cool, and it's at the end of the movie, and isn't really for the reasons it seemed like it would be cool.
Yeah. Remember this part from the video game? You liked that?
And then explain this to me. I mean, using the guy who Batman killed in the first movie to turn into whatever the fuck nondescript cave troll looking motherfucker that was supposed to be
Doomsday.
I guess.
They turned Zod into Doomsday.
This is when the movie really started to lose my interest. So I'm gonna say this for the world again. Big Superman fan that I am. And spoiler alert: Superman dies.
Yeah.
Right. I don't remember it happening.
Yeah. Right.
And I was too disinterested to rewind back. I actually texted you to ask you how they killed him.
Right. Yeah.
Because I didn't want to put my eyes through this again. It had something to do with a spear and Lois Lane and Darkseid or Doomsday, and I don't remember what.
Well, no, it's because it's just mutant Zod. It's Kryptonian, which means that Batman's kryptonite spear can kill it, but only Superman can fly close enough to do it. So Superman picks up the spear and stabs Doomsday through the heart with it, but then Doomsday has spikes on his hand where his hand used to be now, because that's what he does, and then because he stabs Superman through the heart with that, which hurts Superman because he's holding a thing that's made of kryptonite.
Yeah, okay. So, that needed to be drafted a few more times.
Yeah, right. It's so fucking sloppy. It's like
the whole movie seems like they didn't write it.
Well, the thing is
it seems like it was some geeky or not so geeky. I don't want to point blame at any one person, but it seemed like they dumped a bunch of Superman action figures and Batman action figures on a table and just said, "I'm going to give you a 3-bullet word list of what they do," and then somebody said, "Okay, oh crap, now we have to end this." Okay, well, he's Kryptonian, so this, and then that, and there's a scepter. Oh, and shit, Lois has to get that, right? Oh, so we need...
Yeah.
Somehow this happens now. And in the middle of all this, Wonder Woman's there and is awesome, but was wasted.
Yeah, right. You know what it kind of feels like...
We can talk about it, right? She was still, I felt like she was almost in a different movie. And
yeah.
Can we talk about the terrible, terrible Justice League introductions?
Oh, Lord. Oh, you mean when Wonder Woman opens the electronic press kit for the next couple movies in the movie?
Yeah. And she's got the only interesting one?
Yeah, right. Like, and this is like...
we're literally going to slow this 3-hour-long movie down to show you trailers for our other movies.
And it's not the slow part for the movie. Like, Doomsday is rampaging through downtown Gotham City.
Doomsday is rampaging like he's ice skating for some reason.
Yeah, right.
To move quickly, I guess.
Yeah, and Batman opens up the EPK and he like sends it to his little like, who are you? And it has like...
Deal. If you remove the names of Doomsday, Lex Luthor, Batman, Superman, you just remove the names and write down what happens in this movie, I'm not sure what it's going to sound like. Like, I think if you try to describe it to them, they're going to go, who wants to watch that fucking thing?
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this sounds dumb.
And it's so mechanical, and like the machinery you can see like of what they're setting up, because like the whole bullshit with like needing to do the Death of Superman, it's like, Warner Brothers has always wanted to do a Death of Superman movie, so let's do it, and we'll do Dark Knight Returns, so we'll make the Dark Knight Returns happens, and that causes Superman to die, and the only reason he's dead is so that they can make the Justice League movie and not have to bother answering the question of why Superman needs backup.
It doesn't make any sense. I mean, I thought something, and I haven't seen the second Amazing Spider-Man yet, but I've read it described. I didn't think something could seem more sloppily trying to set up a franchise than that. And this does way worse.
Yeah. And
this does way, and the thing is, right, I feel bad because it's a Batman movie at its heart, right? I mean, Superman has nothing to do in this.
Yeah.
And I actually like that guy. He's decent in The Man of Steel. He's terrible in this. He has nothing to do. He's one note. Superman looks like he's ready to like go Super Saiyan every time you see him. He's got like this look on his face like he's either taking a shit or he's gonna like hurt somebody.
I'm not sure which it is.
And it just doesn't make any sense. I mean, even the scene when Luthor, carpet bombs the fucking or wheelchair bombs, should I say, which just sounds like a terrible South Park gag.
Oh God, I forgot about this.
Right.
Yeah.
The guy who lost his legs at the beginning of the movie, Lex talks him into saving his family or something by strapping a bomb to his wheelchair and letting him blow it up to make it look like Superman killed everybody.
Right, he blows up Congress.
And then the piss. Why the piss?
The peach tea.
Yeah. He literally makes a woman who's the mayor.
No, she's a senator.
Senator drink his piss.
No, he just put it on the shelf. I don't think she actually drank it.
No, I'm pretty sure they showed her taking a couple sips of it before she looked down and turned it around and saw the funny haha joke on the front of it, and then blows them all up. And when Superman's walking away from that, he looks like he did it.
Yeah.
Like, why can't he have a look of like, oh shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He looks like he's walking away from her. He looks the way the music at the end of The Passion of the Christ sounded.
Yeah. Oh God, I remember that.
If we're gonna go with our freaking Jesus allegories all over this fucking movie with Superman.
Oh yeah, let's do all of those.
Yeah. But yeah, that whole sequence, it's such a cluster. And I mean, I was disinterested. And nothing disinterests me. You and I went into the theater and watched 3,000 Miles to Graceland, not ironically.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
When we were younger.
That's a good movie.
And that movie was fun to watch.
It's got Elvi.
Oh my God.
Ice-T's in it. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with that movie.
How much, this thing probably cost like $300 million when all was said and done.
Oh, way more than that with marketing.
And it felt like it wasn't even like a bad, like made by committee bad. Like the Transformers movies are bad made by committee bad.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? And at least there's flashy, pretty things to look at while those movies are moving along. They're terrible.
Yeah.
But this wasn't even a movie. This was like a 3-hour-long sizzle reel for something that they didn't know what they were pitching.
Yeah.
You know, we filmed it, so put it on screen.
It's like they keep showing us this stuff that's designed to say, hey, eventually we're going to have this, like, you know, perpetual movie machine spitting stuff out on, you know, an every 4-month basis like Marvel does, but, like, they haven't yet made the one good movie that justifies it.
Oh, right. I mean, and you could say they could have made the decision to maybe make the Nolan Batman movies lead into this somehow. I don't know how they would do that.
Well, they really clearly wanted that, right?
Maybe they could have made that decision, and you'd have 3 good movies to set some atmosphere behind. Right. But instead, they're rebooting it or saying maybe this is the same Batman. You know what I mean? I don't know, because then we have Suicide Squad, which I haven't seen, so we won't talk about. But
it feels like Affleck's Batman was originally supposed to be Christian Bale's Batman, because otherwise there's no damn reason to say that he's older and out of shape.
Well, right, and they wasted backstory. Like, they didn't give us any.
Yeah.
But then it almost feels like since they put Affleck in, they had to redo the parents dying just to make sure we understood that this is a separate thing now.
Yeah. We needed to see that again.
Yeah, we need you to see. No, and really the only reason is so you can hear her called Martha.
Yeah, to be reminded.
Like, that's really the only reason to redo Batman's origin.
Save Martha!
I can't.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, this was a film.
Yeah. Amy Adams was also in this.
No, she wasn't. I mean, Amy Adams was actually worse as Lois Lane in this than she was in the last one. And not for lack of trying. This movie is so bad it made me not like Amy Adams in something.
Yeah, wow.
She's good in everything.
Really? She is. Diane Lane is bad in this.
Oh yeah, Diane Lane was in this too.
Holly Hunter, terrible in this.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
well, you're bringing back bad memories.
Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne is in this and he's awful.
Yeah.
I need you to cover
really
football,
is.
Kent.
Yeah, the script. There was a script.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think they actually wrote any lines for Luther, but I mean, he he swung for the fences with that portrayal.
Yeah. Well, like I was saying earlier, apparently they had him in to read for some other bad guy that they ended up not using, and they didn't have Lex Luthor yet. And supposedly, according to Zack Snyder, he
didn't have Lex Luthor like the property was physically assaulting them for trying to use it.
No, they didn't have the actor. They didn't have an actor for Luthor. And apparently they had it was going around to all of the different the bad guy names that you'd think of, and they apparently Zack Snyder went back to his wife Deborah Snyder, who is the producer. She is the person in charge of Snyder Incorporated. Is her.
I'm getting more and more the feeling that he's got the Shyamalan problem.
Yeah.
Where it's I actually have some good ideas, but no one's controlling me anymore.
So he goes back to her. So this is from his own description, and says, "You know what? That kid is insane. Let's make him Lex."
Oh, so it's her fault.
Yeah, I don't know whose fault it is, but the point is that he didn't come away thinking that Eisenberg is a good actor. He came away thinking that he was an unhinged person, and
so they thought they were getting another Ledger Joker performance, so they could put on all the trailers.
Well, yeah, I think that's what everyone has been looking for that now. Everyone
because that's what you need.
Yeah, well, you
need a person to basically kill themselves over a role to make it good.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
Not to say that wasn't a good role. Holy shit.
Right. Are you done with the DC extended universe movies now? Or are you gonna go see Wonder Woman?
I don't feel like I ever started. I tried to avoid this one.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Suicide Squad, and I don't feel there's a reason to.
Oh, it's bad.
But I'll see Wonder Woman only because it looks like they gave that one a fair shot. It almost looks like it escaped. It kind of reminds me of the first trailer I saw for the original Captain America, where I'm like, oh, and not just because it's set during World War, but it has okay, they're actually trying here.
Yeah.
Huh. It also seems like they decide for the money shots to turn the terrible Snyder filter off, so you can actually tell that her suit has color.
Right. Yeah. It's getting there. Well, and
because this movie in Man of Steel made Superman look like his suit doesn't have colors.
Yeah. Right.
I don't know how they did that.
It's very all washed out and ugly, very unpleasant. But,
I don't know. Yeah. It could have been something. There were parts, and I'm saying leading maybe 10% of it that's a salvageable A. They were trying for something here, and it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
It doesn't even. There might as well not have been visuals. It could have just been sound. That's how little resonance it has in my brain.
So are you will you be turning out for Justice League, do you think, or
no? What's the point? They already showed me everything Justice League has going for it in this. Over and over again.
Oh, you're not looking forward to Flash, who's the same as the TV Flash but not as good an actor, and drunk Aquaman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you've seen that, yeah.
I've seen whatever that thing that they're calling Aquaman is supposed to be.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
I want to give a certain amount of proper saying hey, we're gonna cast Aquaman, Polynesian, that's kind of cool, but
and make him look like a really, really terrible MMA fighter.
Yeah, and Jason Momoa, I know that he's one of these people who's protected in nerd circles right now because he was on Game of Thrones.
And he's probably going to do a formidable job, but the getup. Is anyone stopping them? Is it me, or is it completely fucked up that in all of this, and again, I haven't seen Suicide Squad, that the only thing that actually looks like it belongs in a comic book movie was Killer Croc that they were going for there?
Yes, that's Killer Croc.
And it was fucking awesome looking.
Yeah.
I don't get any of the other things. Wonder Woman looks like Wonder Woman, okay, but the things that are supposed to be weird,
yeah,
they go weird, and the Joker, I haven't seen it in motion, but goddamn, was that a horrible miscalculation of what somebody that really, really was into Sublime and Bob Marley in 1991 thought a thug was supposed to look like. I had some friends that were like in like pretentious white dude gangs.
Yeah.
That probably decked themselves up with stuff they could buy at a Hot Topic, and that's what they would have came out with for what their gang leader should have looked like. So good on whatever the fuck Jared Leto was going for there.
Yeah. For the local reference, there is like Jared Leto is pretty much like a WAAF arena show come to life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not
yeah,
not a now AAF like a 1998.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1998, like whatever happened to Lizard Man drinking bong water on stage at Loco Bazooka or whatever. River Rave.
River Rave was BCN, man.
Yeah, well, BCN doesn't exist anymore.
Rest in peace.
Sadly.
Rest in peace. No, they turned into the Sports Hub, and Toucher and Rich are on there now.
Toucher and Rich are great.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Friends of the show.
They've been on there for back when it was BCN.
Yeah, forever. Yeah. All right. Now, have you?
They're actually make me care about things in sports that I don't care about.
Yeah. Well,
so
put on a good show. Now, has there been anything movie-wise that you've seen lately that is better than that was didn't make you want to throw things?
I saw A Cure for Wellness.
Oh, okay.
Which I know this show likes and divided the majority of the world. That was fantastic and wrong in every way, shape, and form that a movie could be wrong. I felt very uncomfortable for very many a days after watching that.
Yeah, that's a nasty movie.
It's nasty.
Yeah.
And when you cast Jason Isaacs and then go, okay, all those characters Jason Isaacs has played that you probably assume would go this far, we're just going to put him on screen going that far and just kind of let him do it. And you're like, yeah, I can't watch Harry Potter anymore now.
Yeah. This is a movie that sets out like its base level thing to accomplish is to make the audience think twice before they drink plain water. Yep.
And I've actually had problems drinking plain water since watching it.
It's gross, right?
It's gross. Everything about it is gross. It's unsettling.
Yeah. And it's not like fun, like, this isn't like Cronenberg, The Fly, rubber monsters, you want to go out and get some tomato juice and make your own movie gross. This is like, I feel ill gross.
This is, I staging these sequences, everybody involved should get checked out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They should be, the people behind the camera, the actors putting themselves through, should just be checked out. Because there's something torturous about what this movie puts you through. And if that's your kind of thing, I ended up really liking it. But it gets you on a very visceral, like deep rooted ick level. And it kind of breaks a few of its own rules. And the third act is like hardcore Vincent Price level silly. But I loved it for it because I can't believe anyone gave Gore Verbinski money to make this, especially after he lost so friggin' much money on The Lone Ranger.
Yeah.
It's awesome that he could convince anyone, hey, I'm going to make a movie that's really, really gross, and I want $40 million.
Yeah, you think he's done now?
I don't think so.
Is it because like his last big movie, Belly flopped, and now his like little budget indie, which was this one, basically kind of flopped out.
His $40 million indie flick.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he should have just had Blumhouse produce it, and they would have robbed whoever they needed to rob to make the movie so cheap for him.
Hey, Blumhouse is doing good. They just made they just broke $100 million on Get Out.
Yes, I need to see that. We'll have to do one of these after I get a chance to get out to that one.
Yeah.
Because that looks phenomenal.
They had a good year. They had that and they had Split, which you really should see.
Yeah. Even though I called it, I won't say it on here.
Yeah, Chris predicted what the twist in Split was going to be.
That's because it's what I always wanted.
Yeah.
And that's all you're going to get out of me.
Right, yeah, that was... I heard about it before I saw the movie and didn't... Like, I wanted to believe it, but then I said, no, I don't believe it. And, I knew this person was really telling the truth, but I was like, no, I'm not going to believe that that's really the case until I see the movie, and holy shit. And it's an amazing sight watching exactly half of the theatrical audience on an opening night show of Split go, oh my god, like bouncing up and down in their chairs going, holy shit, I can't believe this. And then the other half of the theater going, what the fuck is wrong with
What
these
is that
people?
a reference to?
Yeah, what is it? Because it's not like, I don't know if there's ever been a movie that, that announced itself as being, this movie wasn't what you thought it was, with no build-up, no indication that this is what it would be, other than, a person involved in the production of the movie.
Right, exactly. And I think, without talking too much about exactly what that is, I think that, if you're going to have a career like this guy's had and get so miscalculated for a little bit, to which your movies that are self-aware and all about you get too masturbatory for their own good, and then you make two dog shit production house movies just to try to make a buck, then you get back to The Visit, which I haven't seen, but I heard was starting to point in the right direction, but didn't quite get there. To then this one, and know that your name's been kind of diminished enough that you can really pull that kind of thing on an audience, where you're not in popular culture enough for the whole audience to immediately get what you're doing.
Right.
And I think that's really cool. He rickrolled everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think it's great.
Yeah. Yeah, I
think it's great, and I hope it revitalizes his career. So, I hope he keeps working with Blumhouse and they keep forcing him to check his shit. You know what I mean, at the door.
Yeah.
Keep churning out what we knew he was capable, because if they ever just let him write anything again and I have to watch a movie like The Devil again, I'm going to find him. I'm going to find him and remind him that Preachy doesn't fucking sell.
Oh.
But that's neither here nor there.
Right. Now, I know we're probably coming up on the time where it's probably almost your bedtime.
Sure. I'm having fun.
I know you are. But I don't want to keep you from your wife and kid any longer than I have to.
They're both asleep.
Well, you never, look. But, okay, so, just two more questions that I want to get out of you.
And this was a lot of fun, by the way, everyone listening. I do this for you, my fans, that you don't know who I am yet.
But they will. Right. So, did you guys watch the Oscars?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now, what did you think of the only thing that anyone remembers happening at this show?
So the candy that came down from the roof. I thought that was adorable.
Oh yeah,
Jimmy Kimmel is the nicest guy.
Yeah, Jimmy's getting it on with that.
Yeah, he actually did pretty good.
Yeah.
But leaving that out, I mean, it was a fairly benign Oscars for the most part. It wasn't. I liked it. I mean, benign is the best kind, right? When you when you actually are invested in the movies that are going to win. But the big thing at the end, man, whew. We were sitting in a room, me and my wife and our two good friends, who are two good friends of yours.
Yes, they are.
And who we do his podcast with them, Cinemaspection, which is a lot of fun from time to time.
Yeah, I'm on that sometimes too. It's a good show.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Got a shameless plug incoming. No, but so we're sitting there watching it now. Me and my wife haven't seen Moonlight yet, so like most of the people in the audience, apparently, but know all about it, and just assumed that it was going to win. You know what I mean? It sounded like, this is the year that, especially with the Oscars so white controversy from the year before, that they can't give it to the, I won't say equally as deserving, but I felt a very good movie, La La Land. It's not, oh my God, the greatest movie in the world, but it's more deserving than, say, The Artist doing almost the same thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? You write a love story about old Hollywood, people show up. I mean, this is their awards show, right? So to hear La La Land called and then watch the world for 30 seconds just go into complete and utter everybody attack mode was pretty intense, but I gotta say, there's a little bit in me that feels really bad that they let everybody from the La La Land production crew give their acceptance speech.
Yeah.
Before, I mean, you saw the people running around behind the stage, but, I mean, you know, we're all packing up, getting ready to go home. It's like, oh, something silly happened.
I was out at a bar watching this with friends from the Boston Online Film Critics Association. We got up and put our coats on.
Yeah, we were doing the same thing, which is why when we heard the guy in his speech go, and it doesn't matter because we lost, we were like, what do you mean you lost? Is he trying to be funny? Like, you know, I wasn't sure if they were just going to give a coup and go, you know what, no, screw this, we're undeserving. You know, I thought that's what was going on at first.
Right,
they were just being really humble. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh, this is really cool. They're going to give another movie the award. Cool. And then, no, it literally was a complete and utter fuck-up.
Yeah.
So what does it really come down to? Is it still speculation, or is it just that there's an equivalent envelope on both sides, so no matter where people exit from, they get it?
Yeah.
And then the person whose job it was to make sure that one disappeared when Emma Stone won forgot.
Yes.
Is that what went down?
That is basically what went down, yeah.
Wow.
Well, the thing is, the takeaway that no one is, I think, going on is the only way that the mistake in the reading makes sense, because Warren Beatty hands it off to Faye Dunaway to check it, basically. It's like,
when you look back on it, he looks like, I'm not going to be the asshole that says this. There's something wrong here.
Well, no,
you know what I mean?
Well, no, what it is he hands it to her to basically ask her, this isn't the right envelope, right? And then she reads La La Land. What that says to me is that Faye Dunaway has absolutely no idea who Emma Stone is.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that.
Which, by the way, is fine. These are both older people. There's no earthly reason for her to know who this year's Jennifer Lawrence is.
True statement.
So, you know, but I think that's probably where it got, like, hung up there. You know, it's like when Elizabeth Taylor read out Gladiator at the Golden Globes that year.
Yeah, now, here's the deal. Because I keep going back to that. Because I was operating under the assumption, until this, that there were controversies in that because it's a live televised broadcast, the Oscars legit operates under, if the person says it, it's gospel.
No.
And that was a wrong assumption. I just always thought, because I heard so many controversies about My Cousin Vinny and about the Gladiator thing, that there was really this, if you wanted to be a vindictive asshole and say whatever you wanted, they'd be held to pay afterward, but since it was being said on live TV, they just let it slip.
No, it's they've had a contingency plan in place for 80 some odd years and
forgot about it this time.
Yeah. Yeah. They screwed up this time.
Because everybody looked genuinely confused. I liked hearing the guy from La La Land that said, I literally kept talking when I saw the guy because I thought it was Matt Damon and Jimmy just doing a bit. Yeah,
right. Oh my god, can you imagine if that had just been a bit?
I gotta say, I don't remember the name of the producer, the main producer on La La Land, that this is the only Oscar he's taking home tonight, right? His movie won 5 others.
Yeah.
Right? But this is the only one that's for him, right?
Yeah.
When he came out, when the guy who, you know, was like a deer in the headlights that started getting a little pissy, like, and we lost, so it doesn't matter, he came and saved face. And I gotta say, I don't have his name in front of me.
Yeah.
But him coming out and going, I'm going to be honored to hand this off to you guys, was the classiest thing that could happen in that situation. Yeah. Because what's going to happen is Jimmy's going to come out and make an awkward joke to make it seem less weird, which he did.
Yeah.
And you know, but literally it takes away from Moonlight's Oscar a little bit.
Yeah, it sucks.
I mean, it's awesome that they won. They won anyway. You know what I mean?
It sucks for both of them because, like, you had this... You know, this, you know, awkward public humiliation of, you know, because, I mean, I don't care. You can say, oh, I'm really glad for the other guy or whatnot. All of those people went home pissed. And
of course they did.
And I'm not even someone who is like, I liked La La Land enough, but
I would have been fine if it won. But it's like, it's not the kind of movie where it's like, oh, it got robbed. You know what I mean? Right. It was not the deserving movie to win, so...
But, like, now, Moonlight, a legitimately very good film that has, all of this meaning, and it's like, wow, it is so important that, a gay black independent film wins fucking Best Picture.
It's overshadowed by it being the movie that wasn't called by accident.
Right, like it has to share forever and a day the most.
It has to share the Oscars in 2016 with La La Land.
Yeah, like when when a movie that most of the audience hasn't heard of wins Best Picture, which again almost never happens.
Right.
What's supposed to happen is the next week. The story is people going out and seeing that movie and either saying, what the hell was the Academy thinking? Or saying, wow, this small movie that I never would have discovered without, it getting an Oscar, what a huge deal this is. And instead, the story of the biggest, because more people watch the Oscars than will see Moonlight.
That's right.
Like, I'm sorry. It's like, I like Moonlight. I think it's great that it's getting there, but...
And none of them saw Lion.
Yeah.
That's the takeaway I had from the whole thing.
Yeah, no one saw Lion. But, so the story in popular culture forever of the movie Moonlight with mainstream culture is Moonlight, not that... the story of Moonlight should be, it's that movie where X happens. And instead, the story forever of this movie in popular culture is Moonlight, it's that movie that won the Oscar... but we thought La La Land did for a little while and wasn't that awkward.
It's the kind of stuff that when it happens, you can't help but think it's so brilliantly ironic that it must have been scripted.
Yeah.
And I hate to call any sort of conspiracy theorist stuff legit, but if there was ever going to be something, it's like, man, someone really has it out for this movie in particular or for the entire culture that movie represents. I don't know, but I sat there going, this really happened? This really happened right now?
Well, you know what? The people it works out best for, though, are the Oscars. Because, the ratings for next year's Oscars are going to be fucking enormous.
It's like a nip slip at a halftime show.
Right,
You don't think people are going to always want to watch your show just to see if you make a mistake?
Well, no, but, that was the last... But remember, that was the last time that the Super Bowl halftime show was bullshit. Because,
That's true.
Forever, the Super Bowl halftime show had been stupid shit. Because, the one time they tried to do something with a big pop star and just blow the doors off the place was Michael Jackson's thing, and they set him on fire.
It's true.
And so from then on, the halftime show just went back to being, okay, whoever's got an album to sell, come out and do a thing. And it was always thing. And that year, Janet Jackson, who was kind of on the downswing, and Justin Timberlake, who had not yet become Justin Timberlake at that point. He hadn't, come out and do their thing. And then suddenly, after that, it's the biggest gig the year after that, they got Paul McCartney.
Yes.
Which, okay, McCartney will show up to do anything of sufficient size, fine. But, that was not the caliber, whatever you think of Paul McCartney, is a living legend. So, the caliber... And then Prince, rest in peace.
Yeah, no, and what was it before the Janet Jackson thing? It was mostly High on Life.
Yeah, things like that.
The semi-religious self-help group that they'd bring out every year for everybody.
Yeah, it was like... And now, that's the biggest gig in the world is to get the Super Bowl halftime show, because every year after... people were watching for the next nip slip, and then they just kept watching anyway. Next year's Oscars, the ratings are going to be fucking enormous, because people are actually going to tune in to see, are they going to make jokes about, getting the award wrong, and is it going to happen again?
They're going to, the whole thing's going to be about it.
Yeah.
Especially if they'll hire, God, if they're smart, they'll frickin' have, Kate McKinnon or somebody host it.
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean? Someone very topical from the year prior, right?
Right, yeah.
Have her hosted as Hillary, for Christ's fucking sakes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, hey, you never know. We might have several unemployed White House officials by then who'd be
they might as well have Spicer host it then.
Yeah, let's do that.
I hope we have several unemployed White House officials within the next week.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be nice?
This is topical.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, sorry, Internet. Bob's brother also shares his political beliefs, so suck it.
Most of them. We're not.
Most of them.
We're not. We're not a monolith.
Yes, there are some things I disagree on. I do happen to work for the Tea Party of the technology industry, so there is a little bit of that.
You see, I had always heard that made as a joke, but like, does engineering acknowledge itself as the Tea Party of the hard sciences?
So true. I don't think they acknowledge themselves as that, but I hear so much Rush Limbaugh all day long. It's not even fucking funny, man.
The time is 10:15.
Yes. Oh, Howie Carr here.
Oh God, wait, does Howie even still have a radio station?
Yeah, he does actually, Mr. Chipman. He does.
Really?
It's Obama's fault.
I thought that I was done.
He was gonna throw up the towel, but then Obama happened. So
this is how we know that we're both from New Orleans. We can both do our impression of Howie Carr.
Guy is a toolbox.
Oh my. I am so happy they made the movie about Whitey because I got to be on the national news talking about my book on Bulger, my Howie Carr book.
Oh my God.
Yeah. All right.
I swear, your grandfather bought this. I know he did. It's on sale in Market Basket. Next to the Lauren and Wally Holiday Classics.
Oh, Jesus, are Lauren and Wally still on?
Oh, yes, they are. With the everyday adventures of the men from Maine.
That's...
Oh, it's hysterical.
That's sticky comedy I can like, though. Do they still have the Townie Tunes?
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's good.
Lauren and Wally are still on the air, and the Phantom Gourmet guys own a drive-in. So there we go.
Everyone from Boston, not from Boston, is wondering what the fuck we've been talking about for like...
The Andelman brothers.
Oh, yeah. Phantom Gourmet, the Andelman brothers.
Yep, they're riding that into the sunset.
I missed their radio show. I actually listened to their radio show, and it was very entertaining.
I actually sat and watched their radio show being performed live at one of the Phantom Food and Wine Festivals.
Oh, yeah. Did you
brought to you by Ernie Bach Jr. and the Auto Mile.
Oh, yeah. See, anyone who, grew up in...
Fuddruckers, that's right. Yeah. The world's best hamburger. Dude, Ernie Bach Jr. invested in the Menden Drive-In.
Yeah.
So there's, everything is, it's like Ernie's beer stand and Ernie's ice cream. And he comes up at the beginning. Have you ever seen what Ernie Bach looks like?
Yeah.
He looks like he's in a fucking Grateful Dead concert.
Yeah.
I did not expect Ernie Bach Jr. to look like that.
Well, when you've got Bach family money, you can, look like whatever you want. Anyone who even grew up adjacent to New England, I hope, finds this hysterical.
Yeah. For those who don't know Ernie Bach, he's the third richest person in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
And because him and his dad own a dealership. And it's basically the best way to put it. But he, he's a stand-up gentleman that, holds, swimsuit judging contests at his house for fun.
Yeah, why not?
For the Hillman on WAAF.
Every once in a while, I have colleagues who, come through town and end up, looking into the local North Shore culture. And, one of the routine ones I get is people go to Kowloon and...
Oh, and that's where they can buy the dish named after the Andelman brothers.
Right, yeah, no, they can get the Eddie Andelman lo mein, and they want to know who is Eddie Andelman, and is he as interesting as his lo mein would suggest?
Yes, it is true.
Yeah. So to close on out, this week we have big movies coming out. One big movie. Yeah. Oh, we're getting a blizzard in a couple hours.
Yeah, the blizzard may actually be imminent. The blizzard may be starting now.
Oh, yeah, it's about...
The snowpocalypse is upon us. Get out and get your French toast ingredients and your milk. The market basket is out of milk.
Really?
For those of you listening, yes, the market basket is out of milk.
Did you get your milk and bread?
I did. I got my milk and bread because, we might not be able to leave the house for 12 hours, kid.
Did you get the bread and milk?
It's going to be like 78, I swear.
Big killer storm kid. Wicked star
The Dropkick Murphys are already writing a song about this fucking storm.
Yeah. No, we'll be good. Okay, so this week, assuming we survive Snowpocalypse.
Snowpocalypse 2017. Shit.
We're not invaded by the North Koreans or something.
We will rebuild. Says the Peanut Gallery.
So, this weekend, the big movies is Beauty and the Beast, the live-action remake of Beauty and the Beast coming out. I've seen it.
I've got tickets for Thursday night.
All right, you guys both going?
Yes.
Are you gonna take the kid, or are you gonna leave the kid with?
No, the kid's going to the Mummy and Me showing 3 days later.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Which one? Which?
It's Cinema Salem.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's good.
Another plug for a great local establishment.
Yeah, we love
where I
Cinema
actually
Salem.
proposed to my wife.
Yeah, yeah.
And I got to get out to one at the Coolidge too.
Yes. Yeah. So, you're looking forward to the Beauty and the Beast?
We got the soundtrack. It sounds like the exact same movie, which means it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. That was my takeaway. Is it's unlike the like a lot of these the live action Disney ones, like Maleficent does something completely different. Jungle Book does different. This is coming much more in the line of, hey, did you like that movie? Would you like it again?
Would you like it exactly again? Because that's what we've done.
So, and I'm sure we'll hear more about it once you've seen it. But they've already announced the next one of these coming down the line is Jon Favreau is going to do the live action The Lion King.
Which I don't agree with happening at all, actually.
Yeah.
But goddamn, did Favreau do a great job with the Jungle Book.
Jungle Book was great, right?
If anyone can do it, it's going to be him. But then Guy Ritchie's fucking Aladdin. Like,
yeah, right.
Number one, why are they letting Guy Ritchie direct anything anymore? And number two, Aladdin, Guy Ritchie?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
How do you... Even if they can settle Guy Ritchie for a little while, and who knows, he's got that King Arthur movie coming out, maybe that's good, I don't know. But, here's the thing about Aladdin. What do you do with that? Like, they're going to cast, like, Middle Eastern people.
The problem with Aladdin for me is that they're going to have to recast the genie.
Right.
And so I won't see it.
Like, who else...
Is there anyone else that's around our age group that just won't fucking see the Aladdin without Robin Williams?
I mean, I'm going to have to see it, but I mean, anyone...
The Aladdin, God, the Kowloon, the Aladdin kid. Sorry about that.
Like... I mean, who is going to donate their body to that role? Because it's either going to have
Jared Leto. He might as well.
Well,
he'll go method and actually live inside a fucking lamp.
Well, it's a Disney thing, so it's probably like you've got to figure.
Josh Gad.
Yeah, I mean, like if Williams hadn't died and it instead just said, "I don't want to do this."
No, but I guess there was a thing in his contract too that basically said, that now that maybe it's after he's dead, they can use his voice in toys and stuff. I don't know, but there was some thing I read.
Like, now...
Probably fake. It's on Snopes, it's legit.
Yeah, no one has floated this, but since the genie will have to be in...
Sorry. Again, the Peanut Gallery with the Breitbart reference.
No. Here's what I'd like to know. If they did the remake of Aladdin, if they said, okay, we can't find someone to replace Robin, and it's an animated character anyway, we're just going to reuse the vocal track...
Well, that's what Sarah and I were saying the other day.
And
reuse the vocal track.
Now, would that be... Where is the line between ghoulish and respectful? Because that seems vaguely creepy to me.
I mean, if they keep it looking like a cartoon, but if they make like a freaking digital genie that looks like fucking Robin Williams, they should be shot out of a cannon into the sun.
Well, I mean, like...
That's a terrible idea.
Because, like, we haven't started getting, like, the movies that are associated with Robin Williams coming back out yet. Like, like Mrs. Doubtfire 2, obviously, is not happening now. Because he passed.
It should have never happened in the first place, because Mrs. Doubtfire only exists in that, 30 seconds that Mrs. Doubtfire existed in. Right.
But, Jumanji is the remake/sequel to Jumanji is coming out.
Which looks odd.
Yeah, well,
if they go the direction I think they're going, that's clever.
Well, now, they've released the plot. What did you think it was about?
Oh, I haven't heard the plot release, so I'm just going to say I think it's a video game.
It is not.
Okay, that was my guess.
No, the angle on this one, unless this is a complete lie, is what they released the first photo and it had Kevin Hart, Jack Black, The Rock, and Karen Gillan, and everyone was mad because Karen Gillan looked like Lara Croft and had like the big boobs and the cutoffs.
That's where I was thinking video game, because it's like, oh, it's like, you know, a bad output of a character creator or something like that. You know
No, the gimmick this time is that the kids go into the game world, so they're in the Jumanji jungle where Robin Williams
so they
was.
inhabit a character?
Yeah, so they turn into their characters from the box. So one of them is... So like, the wimpy kid now looks like The Rock, and the big jock looks like Kevin Hart, and the girl, who's I guess like a frumpy Velma girl in real life, turns into absurdly hot Jungle Girl.
Dead or Alive 2 with the age set to 99.
Pretty much, yeah. Well, it's like, remember the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon? It's the premise of that. You know, where they all had the wrong character classes.
I can buy into that. I don't think it'll be good. Is it the same folks that did the surprisingly great Goosebumps movie?
I believe so.
I only say that because Jack Black.
I believe it might be.
Because that Goosebumps movie was like a love letter to my childhood, and that's what I enjoyed about it.
Yeah, Goosebumps was better than it had any right to be.
It had no right being anywhere near that good. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
it felt like the best Joe Dante movie that Joe Dante didn't make. You know, it was. I enjoyed it.
Okay, yeah, no, it is not the director of Goosebumps. He is working on Goosebumps 2 and the live-action Pokemon movie.
Okay, so money.
Which is Detective Pikachu. Is the live?
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so we probably run that.
Speaking of that, are there Pokemon around right now? Is anyone still playing that?
Yeah, no, I caught so many at PAX, but that's for another day.
Oh, I actually had a ticket to go to PAX, or a buddy of mine offered, but I just couldn't make it work.
No, well, it was a busy year. Here, let me just look up who is doing Jumanji for you, so that we can close out on a fun thing. That is Jake Kasdan has that.
The Night at the Museum guy.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
not the Night at the Museum guy. Sorry, Lawrence Kasdan's son. He's made good stuff.
Yeah, no, he did. He directed Zero Effect and Orange County, and
didn't he do Horrible Bosses? No, that was the guy that did. Horrible Bosses was the King of Kong, a fistful of quarters guy that for some reason makes real movies now.
Yeah, this was he did Bad Teacher and Sex Tape. And,
there we go. Sex Tape was terrible.
Yeah,
Let's move past that.
Yeah, no, but he's moved on to a bunch of other stuff, and he's doing Jumanji, so that should be interesting. Chris, I want to thank you so much for joining me on this inaugural version of the podcast.
You're welcome, and we will come up with a name, or we'll just call it like "fuck." We don't know what we're going to call this, or something like that.
Yeah, we've got the audio. Thank you guys.
We could call it like the Chipman brothers, like the Corsican brothers, and like we have to finish each other's sentences, and I don't know.
Was that the premise of the Corsican brothers?
No, I think it was something like they were like powder, and they felt each other's feelings or pain or something.
Was that the premise of Powder?
Right, he like touched animals, and like he died for them.
Yeah,
I didn't see Powder. I just remember the trailer.
Yeah, that was.
It was by the guy that made Clown House, and children rapey. I don't go near.
That's we're getting off track. All right, Chris, thank you so much. Say goodnight to the wife and kid, and we will see you guys next time.
All right, have a good one. Arriva dirt cheese.
All right. Okay. Bye.